House Party 3. So, if you've not been keeping up with my channel, I've been reviewing all the House Party movies and time for the remake. Stay tuned for my review of House Party 4 on Tuesday. If you cannot wait for that review, subscribe to the channel basically. Um, so, let's talk about House Party 3. So, I really liked House Party 1 and 2. I was very shocked about that because, a lot of these older comedy movies don't really hold up. Comedy sequels usually aren't great, so I was surprised I enjoyed the second one as well. But, I got to watch this one, and this one I didn't care for very much. I think my problem with this one is it does I'm really sick of the trope in comedies where marriage is a trap and the characters are afraid of it. I get the idea of it, which is that marriage is a big commitment and all that, but it just feels like every comedy movie does that, and it feels kind of gross sometimes. Like this movie, I think is really gross. Like he just is so like all over the place with this girl, and you're just like, what? I don't really like rooting for him because it's not even because in good comedy movies where this works, they usually give you a reason why this character is afraid, and then you have all his dick ass friends who are in there encouraging him, like, nah, 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 don't do it, don't tie the knot, and you're sitting there like, like, you really just none of it's entertaining, none of it's funny, and it doesn't work. And it also ruins my favorite aspect of the second movie, which is probably my favorite out of these movies, which is that the characters evolve. They go to college, they move on, they start doing things, and it feels like the characters have changed in between the first and the second movie. This one doesn't feel that way at all. It feels very irritating, very annoying. You have these kids characters in this movie that have way too much focus in this movie and have more focus than I would argue the main character at certain points of this movie, and it's very irritating. They're not good actors, which is not their fault. They're children, but like they are also given the most irritating cliche 90s like black kid performances. Just and I say specifically black because it feels like something that they would never make like a white kid do in a movie. Is all I don't know. It just feels weird to me. It's just irritating and annoying. And so yeah, I didn't really like this one. This one almost felt like direct to DVD quality, not in the way that it was shot or put together, because it feels very much in line with their first two movies, but just in terms of the writing and how the story feels. I felt like I was dragging through this whole movie, trying to sit here and just like hold and trying to keep my attention held to the screen. I just did. It's one of those movies where you're constantly checking to see how much longer you got left in the movie. Not because the movie's horrible, but just because it's boring and not very good. And that's unfortunate for someone who really liked the last one. But I didn't care for this one. I thought it was annoying and not very funny, and you know, just not a good time. Though I did enjoy the cameos. I think Tupac was one of the cameos. It looked like Tupac. I didn't bother to check before doing this review. Probably should have. Chris Tucker was also in this movie. Did a cameo, which Rush Hour. Heck yeah. So love Chris Tucker in a Rush Hour movie. So that was funny. Other than that, this movie is just very very boring.